Welcome back to Uncut Never Filter. This is your boy Phil, your other boys Nick, Tim, Greg. Today we're here to review Mammoth Distillery's Northern Rye Single Barrel. Finished aging in Blanton's barrels, the Mammoth Tater.
All right, guys, like Phil said, today we are reviewing and tasting Mammoth Tater. 138 proof Northern Rye from Mammoth Distilling up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And this is a single barrel selection from a couple Patreons that I'm a member of. So Nerds and Turds, which is the whiskeychannel.com, and Trev Wilson over at the Bourbon Wrench. This is their single barrel that they worked with in conjunction with Whiskey Row, which is a YouTube channel, I believe, somewhere in Virginia, somewhere near us. We have to look into them. Wow. But again, this is going to be a 17-year whiskey.
Wow.
And the last 5 years of its life lived in a used Blanton's barrel.
Tater time.
Yep,
That's
tater
right,
time.
Tater time.
Hence the name Mammoth Tater.
I love taters.
We got our samples in the glass, so let's get into it.
Yep.
All right. Ooh,
Yeah, right off the bat, you get some baked goods.
that'll open your sinuses up.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of spice.
A lot of spice. You can tell
Yeah.
this is a rye, but again, I'm not one of those rye guys.
You guys want to make out or what?
But this is like, you hit it with the nail on the head with the baking good. I'm getting like apple pie. You get those baking spices.
Yeah.
Getting, I believe, cinnamon.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
On the
cinnamon,
nose?
Yeah, that's prevalent in it.
But again, you could also tell that this is going to be a proofy bugger on the palate once we
Oh,
get
yeah.
into it. It'll light the nostrils up.
Man, what a good nose.
I was about
man.
to say, the nose is fantastic.
Wow.
The more you're smelling it, it almost turns into a little bit more of the sweet spices coming through. Go for the palate.
Yeah, the proof is in the pour on that one. That's
Yeah.
all of 138.
But man, is it delicious.
Wow.
So again, on the taste,
Wow.
you can definitely tell it's a rye.
Yeah.
You get that baked goods. I'm still getting that green apple pie type thing. Get some caramel on it.
Yep. Apple caramel is coming through heavy for me right now.
A slight sweetness. What do you think?
Oh yeah. It's sweetness comes after the first initial burn, I want to say. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of cinnamon mixed in at the end
Yeah,
for me as
definitely
well.
some cinnamon in there. I got the cinnamon.
What do you think, Phil?
I smell the caramel.
You smell the
I taste
caramel?
the caramel right hard.
Apple, I can, in the nose, I can smell a little apple on the palate, but I tell you, I get a frosting. I got it in the nose, and I got it on, when I did the taste on the palate, right after the burn, there's a frosting, like a pie frosting.
Yeah, I definitely can see that too. Let me go back in here and see.
Oh, absolutely.
I got that off the initial
It's
one.
very good, too. I'm telling you, this is really good for rye. I'm not a big rye guy either.
Mother of God.
It's almost like, remember back in the day, probably, I grew up in the 90s, but you go to the gas station. I'm not saying this in a bad way. This is in all the best ways possible. They had these little pies. It came in wrappers. Cherry was red, apple was green.
Yes.
But it's the frosting that's on those.
Yeah, the flaky
Big
frosting
pies,
that would
yes.
fall all over you when you eat it.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly what that is.
I get that. That's a very good note.
Yeah, good. And it's delicious.
What do you think, Phil?
I smell the sweetness and taste the sweetness. I can taste the caramel, and there's like a long burn that sticks with you, like the hug you talk about all the time.
The Kentucky
Like,
hug?
Kentucky hug, yeah.
That sucker, we'll give it to you at
Tater hug.
138.
Right. 138 proof.
Yeah,
Yep.
138.
Y'all think it
before.
drinks like 138?
Yeah.
It's
But not
honestly cooled
bad,
down
but
a
not
little bit.
bad.
Yeah.
It's not like
Not
burning
me
the
either.
shit
I
out of
didn't, I think it.
Yeah, I was expecting on the first sip at 138 to light me up, and it definitely, it was hot, but like I said, very manageable. It's so damn good. I'm honestly probably one of the best ryes I've had.
Very
to be honest with
approachable.
you.
Yep. I just want to get back to the finish, right? Phil called it out. It does give you that long warm, and it's not a violent finish, but it's a nice warm, and you can feel it, the Kentucky hug, right? This one being from the great state of Michigan, it might not be the Kentucky hug, more like maybe the Michigan donkey punch. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it is nice, smooth, very well balanced, and again, I don't know, it's finished in last 5 years was in Blanton's barrels. I'm not really getting any Blanton notes off of it. You guys getting anything?
I'm not.
No. I was expecting more to have a Blanton's profile somewhere underneath of it that I did not get.
Apple, that frosting's there, man. Hey, you make me want to go to the gas station and buy one of those green wrappered apple pies, man.
That's right. So if you want that gas station apple pie, just $84 for this rye. That doesn't do it justice. This is phenomenal. This is good. This is very good. Again, it's very approachable. We can see Mr. Phil Glass over here. His Glen is already emptied.
Yeah, he's already taken that thing down.
I was thirsty.
That's what all the kids are saying these days on the streets, huh? But again, yeah, this bottle was purchased through Patreon. And again, there are a lot of good YouTube channels out there on whiskey too. They have the opportunities to go out and do single barrel selections. So very grateful again for whiskeychannel.com, the Bourbon Wrench, Whiskey Row. You guys picked a banger. This is delicious. A very, very, very well balanced rye. You get a lot of sweetness that I don't get on a lot of ryes. Normally it's all the spice and the grassy notes, which that's why I don't like ryes typically. I don't gravitate towards them, but this is a nice balance of sweetness and rye.
That's a gem.
That is definitely a banger.
Yep. And again, this came out, I think the yield was about 140 bottles, and definitely something that I would buy again.
I would.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check if there's another one
Definitely
left.
be in my collection.
Yeah. For $84,
All
that's
day.
a home run.
All day, yeah.
Love it.
So again, until next time, guys, go out there, try something good, and if you have a glass right now, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.